In our research, we found that there are 3 things that HR should be doing to strive in this digital world. These 3 things go beyond a cloud-based HRIT system, but don't get me wrong. Maybe the new cloud-based HRIT is needed in a company. It's just not sufficient to reap benefits. The first of these 3 priorities that HR should be focusing on is what we call the customer experience of HR. By designing the customer experience of the function, HR will be more efficient and will generate a higher level of engagement of people. This concept of customer experience of HR has 3 building blocks. The first one is an agile service design. HR has to learn to build its services in an agile way. That means 2 things. It means, number 1, build it fast. And number 2, build it together with your customer. The second building block of customer experience of HR is the management of customer experience. It is not enough to just design experiences. It is super important that a function can manage the experience over time and at scale in large organizations. And that means that HR has to learn to measure the experience that HR customers, like employees and managers, are having. The third building block is using modern technology like machine learning to create better experiences for employees. It yields a lot of benefit, so it's worth looking deeper into it. A second real priority for HR in a digital world with a proven business case is a skill-based organization of work. It will lead to a more agile organization, and that will have 9% higher productivity for the entire organization. That is a lot of money, so it's worth looking into it. The underlying data point of this second pillar of our model is that by the end of 2020, 30 to 40% of the work of the average Global 2000 company will not be organized by jobs anymore, but will be organized in virtual skill pools. As HR, we are not trained to think in virtual skill pools. We are trained to think in jobs. Turning away from that concept of job-centric organizational work will be hard for the function, but it will yield high benefits, therefore it's worth thinking about it. The first element of it is networking and collaboration. How can we as HR foster collaboration in our organization? The second bit is skill management as such. Skill is a talent discipline that is under-leveraged. So we need to learn to predict skill demand in the future. We have to learn how to detect skills of our current workforce. We have to learn how to bring skill and work together, and we have to learn how to bake that into our talent management practices. The third element of that second pillar of our model is network leadership. We need to create a leadership culture that works in networks. It will need a new generation of leaders. It will have more elements of trust and of tolerance of failure. So there is a lot to do on all aspects, but it's worth it, so we need to make this a second focus area for the function. The third pillar of our model is workforce analytics. Think of Pedro and his expectation for more fact-based insights for him to take better decisions. What we need in HR is descriptive analytics, so we have to find effortless ways for Pedro to understand data about his people. We have a second bit that is workforce planning, so we need to understand what the workforce needs of the future and the skill needs of the future will be like for Pedro and his team. And number 3, predictive analytics. We have to help Pedro with models by which we can predict, for example, attrition rates in Pedro's teams. By doing so, we will have 12% better talent outcomes. And that means better hiring success, a better succession pipeline, a higher performance and higher engagement in Petros teams.